Hello everyone, my name is Justas Pikiles. I'm the co-founder of Monetha. And within the team, we have discussed and decided to release a new video series in which we're going to talk about the things of our expertise and the things that matter not only to us, but also to our community. In the domains of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, mobile payments, and trust and reputation. So when it comes to trust and reputation, this is the domain we want to explore first. So the topic of today's video is trust issues in e-commerce for buyers. We all know the exponential growth that e-commerce has been experiencing over the past decade. For example, in 2014, the revenue brought by e-commerce was $1.3 trillion US dollars. Fast forward 3 years, 2017, $2.3 trillion. And the forecast for 2021 is $4.5 trillion. And we all know the driving factors behind that. E-commerce compared to retail is more time efficient. For example, people who are buying solely online save an average 190 hours per year. It is more cost efficient because it doesn't have the cost that retail has. For example, the additional rent cost or the additional human resources costs. That's why you would see the same item in e-commerce cheaper than it is on retail. And the variety, the spectrum of that is always wider. You can find more items online versus retail. So these are the benefits of e-commerce, but there is still one thing, one more pillar that is not yet unlocked. And when it will be, the e-commerce growth will be even higher. And that is trust and reputation problem. Actually, this is backed by statistics. 70% of people have a fear when buying online. So I want to get more specific into what are those fears. One of the main fears, 20% actually of the people, of the correspondents, specify that problem as a fear of late delivery. And I guess we can all relate to that when it comes to a Christmas season. What a disaster that would be if you would receive an item after the 24th of December. But that not only applies to a festive season, that stretches out throughout the whole year. Another problem that buyers specify is the fear of an item not as described. So again, one more point to retail in which you can touch, you can see an item and select the exact item that you want to take. Whereas in retail, I don't know how about you, but I had many bad experiences in which I would receive items in different color, in different size, and that is a very bad experience. Believe it or not, this comes down again to trust and reputation, where the merchants are don't feel fully responsible for the full customer experience that the user may have. One more problem that is being talked about from the customer side point of view is the design of the website. They go into these independent commerce websites, especially in the Eastern world, and they would see because of let's say the lack of design education or the lack of financial resources, they would see these websites which are made in the early 2000s style with the buttons of PayPal and MasterCard, in which merchant automatically assumes that the buyer will think that it's a trustworthy merchant. But that doesn't happen, especially in westernized world. Another problem is the fear of leaving your credit card details. This is kind of obvious. And again, it comes down to identity. Customers show that a big fear is not seeing the identity of the commerce participant, especially when it comes to peer-to-peer commerce on classified ad marketplaces. You don't know who is behind the sale. So nowadays is being solved by trust and reputation ratings. And this is actually a thing that people really rely on. 88% of customers check out the reviews before making the buying decision. They read from 2 to 10 reviews to really make up their mind whether they want to buy or not. And actually, they put a lot of power to that. People say, the customers say that 70% of them say that it holds the same weight, the same value. The trust and reputation reviews hold the same value as they would have in a friend's recommendation. So this is really important for the customers. However, these trust and reputation systems nowadays are flawed for several reasons. For example, if a merchant is selling on Amazon, he does not own the ratings. Amazon does. A centralized marketplace does. For example, if you want to sell on Alibaba, transfer your business from Amazon to Alibaba, you have to build your reputation all over again. You're not the owner of your online reputation. So this is just one part of the problem. Another part of the problem is that these ratings are easily manipulated. There are multiple reports, not only speaking about small to medium-sized independent web commerce stores. We're talking also about the well-known brands which provide the trust and reputation platforms. The reports of them manipulating these ratings. This is also happening on Facebook. Either intentionally or unintentionally, they're going into trust and reputation game while providing companies and websites and merchants ratings online on Facebook pages. But how flawed that is, having in mind that the Facebook ratings are not linked to a payment nor to a payment fact, which means I can go into Click Farm in India and buy hundreds of reviews to my page, hundreds of positive reviews. Or I could even buy hundreds of one-star reviews for my competitor. Trust and reputation display does not reflect the truth on Facebook. And we believe at Monetha that all these problems that are being really exploited in e-commerce is being exploited because of the lack of trust and reputation, and it can only now be solved with the power of blockchain that is immutable, that is transferable, that is universal. Because, for example, if you have a liability or you have a responsibility, for example, driving a car, you have to have your driver's license. And when you're selling online, which also brings a lot of responsibility for both parties, you don't have the universal passport, which would show a display that would show that you can participate, that you are a trustful seller and a trustful buyer. This is why the full potential of e-commerce growth is still not yet unlocked. Yes, compared to retail, it is more time efficient. It is more cost efficient. The variety of items is bigger, but the last pillar, and I would say even the main pillar, is not unlocked, the trust and reputation. And the statistics for 2021 could be even higher than $4.5 trillion if we unlock the trust and reputation and enable customers and merchants have this transferable and universal reputation powered by smart contracts and with the blockchain technology. So we would bring the same feeling that you would get going into a trustful retail store, install the same feeling into an e-commerce store. This is the main vision for Monetha. So these are only the problems that the buyers are getting, but also there are multiple problems that the sellers are having. So we will talk about those in the later videos, as we will talk also about the solution that Monetha is creating to solve this problem and to really unlock the fourth pillar for e-commerce to grow even further. So if you have any suggestions or comments about your own experiences when buying or when selling in e-commerce, please do reach out to us. Our community support is super fast. And if you have any suggestions of what the topics in the next video might be when we're talking about cryptocurrencies, blockchain, mobile payments, trust and reputation, or other topics that interest you, also please do suggest those. So thank you so much for your attention. See you tomorrow in the Weekend Review, and bye-bye.